Hey, what's up? Ricky Beard here, and welcome back to Tecmo Super Bowl 2025 Hard-Type Mod Coach Mode Challenge. And I've switched things up because the views are not doing that well on these games. I'm just going to sit here because what I've chosen to do instead is go ahead and just simulate the playoffs game by game and just get through the entire thing and then try to come up with a different project. My apologies if that disappoints anyone who's been watching this, but just know I'm going to come up with a different project with another football game or some kind of other football game. I just don't know what yet, but looking at the views dropping and not really getting that many, it's kind of not worth my time to put in a ton of effort into this when I could be exploring other projects related to football. So with that out of the way, you've already seen the standings. We can recap those. In the AFC East, the Bills came back to win the division at 12-4. Patriots get into the playoffs at 11-5 after winning the division most of the year. In the AFC North, the Ravens hold on at 12-4, but the Steelers make it in at 10-6. In the AFC South, it's just the Houston Texans all alone at 11-5. In the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs missed the playoffs altogether, and it's just the Los Angeles Chargers on their own at 9-7. In the NFC West, the Rams hold on to win the division 11-5, but the 49ers sneak in at 10-6. In the dismal NFC South, can you believe this? The Carolina Panthers win the division with a losing record at 7-9. In the NFC North, the Vikings all alone at 10-6. The Packers missing the playoffs at 10-6. That's a shock. And that's because in the NFC East, the Eagles come back to win the division 12-4 as the Cowboys sneak in as a wild card at 11-5, edging out the Washington Commanders. We will take a look at the leaders on the year. Joe Burrow is your passing leader for the year with 4,067 yards. Dak Prescott is nowhere near the list. He's fallen clearly way out of contention through the simulation. In receiving, you have Jamar Chase with 68 catches, and he also led the league with 1,484 yards receiving, although CeeDee Lamb finishes the year at number 4 with 1,302. Your 2025 NFL rushing champion goes to Josh Jacobs, 1,881 yards, averaging 9 yards a carry with 18 touchdowns. As for interceptions on the defensive side of the ball, Joey Porter for Pittsburgh comes away with 11, and with sacks, although Parsons is number 2, Aiden Hutchinson runs away with it with 26. Let's take a look at the team rankings before we start simulating the playoffs. So there it is. The number 1 offense in the entire league goes to the San Francisco 49ers. The Cincinnati Bengals had the number 1 passing offense, and the Baltimore Ravens had the number 1 rushing offense. On the defensive side of the ball, the number 1 total defense in the league goes to the Detroit Lions. But check this out. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys are right there at number 2 and number 3. So along with the Bills, these are the best defenses in the league. Cowboys shockingly come away with the number 1 pass defense in the NFL, and the Buffalo Bills come away with the number 1 rushing defense. So that's going to do it for the standings and rankings. Let's take a look at the bracket again before we jump into the simulation. Because Tecmo Super Bowl came out in 1990, we're not going to be able to have the 7 playoff teams. Even though that they've modded all of the new teams and all the new players, they are not able to change the playoff bracket and the teams that make it. So we are on the old format. You can see Chargers and Steelers, Patriots and Texans are your wild card games in the AFC. Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills getting bye weeks. In the NFC, you have the Panthers and 49ers along with the Cowboys and Vikings are your wild card teams, and the Eagles and the Rams getting a first round bye. So let's get to the first wild card playoff game of this simulation, Chargers and Steelers. And there it is. The Chargers come away with a wild card win, 14-7. Amarion Hampton goes for 17 yards. Jaylen Warren gets 93. Justin Herbert, 153 yards in the air. Aaron Rodgers goes for 52. Keenan Allen, 55 yards receiving. While DK Metcalf only had 1 grab for 34 yards, and the Chargers are moving on. On to the next wild card playoff game in the NFC. It's going to be the 'the Panthers and 49ers. And the lowly Panthers almost found a way to beat the 49ers, but the Niners hold on. Chuba Hubbard goes for 73 yards on the ground. Christian McCaffrey, huge day, 146 yards on 13 carries. Bryce Young, 315 yards in the air, but the 3 interceptions seems to be the difference as always. Brock Purdy, 236 yards, 1 interception. Xavier Legette, 95 yards in the air, and George Kittle, 5 grabs, 150 yards to help lift the Niners past the Panthers in the wildcard round. Now back to the AFC wildcard matchup between the Patriots and the Texans. And Houston destroys them 31-0. Damian Pierce, 86 yards on the ground. Henderson, 7 carries, 11 yards. CJ Stroud, 279 yards, but 3 interceptions. However, look at this. Drake May only completes 11% of his passes for 12 yards and 1 interception. Dalton Schultz, the tight end, 6 catches, 126 yards. And Stephon Diggs with the Patriots, 1 grab for 12. The Patriots are out. Heading back to the NFC for another wild card matchup between the Cowboys and Vikings. And the Cowboys come away with a 28-7 beatdown. Aaron Jones, 5 carries, 50 yards. Javonte Williams, 14 for 90. J.J. McCarthy, 161 yards in the air, 1 interception. Dak Prescott, 207 yards, 2 interceptions. Jay Jettis with 91 yards receiving, along with Jake Ferguson, 4 catches, 139 yards. Cowboys heading to the divisional round. Now in the divisional round, we have the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Bills hold on by 1 point, narrowly edging out the Chargers. James Cook, 9 carries, 103 yards on the ground. Amarion Hampton only netting 57 yards on the ground. Josh Allen, 125 yards and 1 interception, while Justin Herbert goes for 132 yards and 1 interception in the loss. Shockingly, Khalil Shakur leads all Bills receivers with 1 catch and 40 yards. And Amarion Hampton doing it all, 2 catches, 61 yards. Bills moving to the AFC Championship game. Saquon Barkley coming back from injury. Lucky for the Eagles, they're going to need him as the San Francisco 49ers are heading to Philadelphia for this big divisional matchup in the NFC. And it's too much for the 49ers as the Eagles rally behind Saquon's return. Barkley getting 82 yards on the ground. McCaffrey only getting 44. Jalen Hurts, 122 yards, no interceptions. Brock Purdy, a whopping 76 yards in the air with 4 interceptions on the day. Devontae Smith records 58 receiving yards, while Juwan Jennings only gets about 47 in the loss to the Eagles. Back to the AFC, another big matchup between the Texans and Ravens. And the Ravens, as you would expect, hold on to move into the AFC Championship game. Derrick Henry, 93 yards on the ground, and Dameon Pierce, 131 yards, but not good enough. Lamar Jackson, 205 yards in the air, perfect, with 0 interceptions. CJ Stroud, 129 yards, once again, not enough to get him past the Ravens. Mark Andrews, 4 catches, 114 yards. Dalton Schultz, 3 catches, 53. Now the Ravens will meet the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Back over in the NFC, can the Cowboys do the unthinkable and upset the Rams? We're about to find out. Not good news for Dallas, as they're going to have to go to Miles Sanders in the return game, and it's too much as the Rams bounce the Cowboys out of the playoffs in the divisional round. Kyron Williams, 15 carries, 93 yards. Javonte Williams, 7 carries, 34 yards. Matt Stafford, only 116 yards on the day, but perfect with no interceptions. Dak Prescott, on the other hand, there it is, 177 yards with 4 interceptions, while Puka Nacua, 2 grabs for 54 yards, and CeeDee Lamb leads all receivers with 3 catches and 73 yards, but not enough as the Rams are heading to the NFC Championship game to face the Eagles. So here it is, the AFC Championship game, heavyweight fight between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. And the Buffalo Bills get past the Ravens, winning 21-17. James Cook, 36 yards on the ground. Derrick Henry, 116 yards. Josh Allen, 160 yards in the air with an interception, while Lamar Jackson is perfect on the day, and it's not enough to beat the Bills, 171 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 1 catch, 47 yards, while Mark Andrews leads all receivers, the tight end, 4 catches, 79 yards, and the Bills are on their way to the Super Bowl. Over in the NFC, not to be outdone, we have a title fight match between the Eagles and Rams. As in overtime, the Rams are able to come away with it 24-21, edging out the defending champion Saquon Barkley a whopping 25 yards on the ground, while Kyron Williams rushes for 60 himself. Jalen Hurts 264 yards, 1 interception, and there is the difference, I believe. Matt Stafford with 310 yards and 1 interception. Dallas Goedert, the Eagles tight end, 2 catches, 95 yards, and Puka Nacua helps lift the Rams into the Super Bowl with 5 catches and 89 yards. So the moment of truth has arrived, the Super Bowl between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. Let's see who's about to hoist up the Lombardi Trophy. So, having no success in the 90s, the Buffalo Bills are your Super Bowl champions, defeating the Los Angeles Rams 35-21. James Cook goes for 66 yards on the ground, while Kyron Williams runs for 128 in the loss. Josh Allen throws for 230 yards to 0 interceptions, while Matt Stafford throws for 180 yards and 2 interceptions. Khalil Shakir leads all Buffalo receivers with 3 catches, 119 yards, while the Rams tight end Tyler Higbee also 3 catches, 79 yards. So that's going to do it. Once again, the Buffalo Bills are the Super Bowl champions, 35-21. So that's finally going to do it for the Tecmo Super Bowl 2025 Hard Type Mod Coach Mode Challenge that did not end in a coach mode. And for those of you that might be a bit disappointed that the series is coming to an end, once again, if you remember from the beginning of the video, I will be exploring new football projects on the channel. So look out for that in the future. With that said, I'm going to leave the video right here, and I want to thank everybody for watching once again, and I will catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat.